Is marriage in 2024 truly the sanctuary of love and commitments it once was, or has it become a legal minefield for men? This is a question many men are asking themselves today as they consider whether to tie the knot. Marriage, a revered institution for centuries, has undergone significant changes in recent decades. The fairy tale of everlasting love and companionship seems to be fading, replaced by a harsh reality where the happily ever after is not quite as guaranteed. The landscape of marriage today is marked by an increased rate of divorces. The numbers reveal a sobering picture. About half of all marriages end in divorce, a trend that has been on the rise over the past few decades, and the statistics are even grimmer for men. Studies indicate that more than 60% of divorces are initiated by women, leaving men in a precarious position. The implications of these divorces are far-reaching, affecting men socially, emotionally, and financially. We're talking about more than just heartbreak here. The fallout from a divorce can be a devastating blow to a man's finances, mental health, and social standing. Men are often left grappling with the repercussions of a failed marriage, navigating a complex legal system that is often skewed against them. They face a daunting prospect of losing not just their partners, but also a significant portion of their wealth, property, and in some cases, even their children. This is not to say that all marriages are doomed to fail or that men should shun the institution altogether, but it is crucial to understand the potential risks and pitfalls and to weigh them against the perceived benefits. As we delve deeper into this topic, we'll examine the financial implications of divorce, the emotional and psychological toll it can take, the social consequences, and potential alternatives to state marriage. With every passing minute, you'll gain a clearer understanding of the state of marriage today and its implications for men. As we delve deeper, one may question, is the institution of state marriage really a safe option for men? When love turns sour, the wallet often bears the brunt. But how heavy is this burden for men? Let's delve into the financial implications of divorce for men, which can be quite staggering. In many countries, including the United States and the United Kingdom, alimony and child support payments are common outcomes of divorce. These are payments made by one spouse to the other after separation, often to maintain the lifestyle that the recipient was accustomed to during the marriage. Now here's where it gets interesting. In the United States, for instance, 97% of those paying alimony are men. Yes, you heard it right, a whopping 97%. And the average amount a man pays in alimony? It's around $50,000 a year. That's the price of a luxury car every year for an average duration of 10 years. Child support payments tell a similar story. Again, in the United States, about 85% of all child support providers are men, paying an average of $5,000 per year. That might not sound like a lot, but remember, this is an average, and many men pay substantially more. These financial responsibilities can have a significant impact on a man's overall financial health. The burden of alimony and child support can cause financial strain, making it difficult to save for retirement, invest for the future, or even meet daily living expenses. In fact, reports suggest that divorced men have a 42% higher risk of developing financial instability compared to their married counterparts. Now, we're not suggesting that men should shirk their responsibilities, far from it. However, it's crucial to understand the potential financial implications of a state-registered marriage, especially if things go south. So, gentlemen, consider this. The financial burden of divorce does not only affect your present lifestyle, but also jeopardizes your future financial security. Financially, the scales seem tipped, but is money the only consideration? As we explore further, you'll find there's more to the story than just dollars and cents. Divorce doesn't just drain the bank account, it can drain one's emotional reservoir too. How does this impact men? Let's delve into this question. The emotional and psychological implications of divorce on men can be profound and far-reaching. The end of a marriage is often likened to a death, and the grieving process can be just as intense. Men are not immune to these feelings of loss and sadness, and the emotional turmoil can be overwhelming. Statistics show a significant increase in mental health issues among divorced men. Depression, often a silent affliction, can creep in as men grapple with the failure of their marriage. In fact, studies have shown that divorced men are nearly 10 times more likely to suffer from depression than their married counterparts. Anxiety, too, is a common consequence. The uncertainty of the future, the division of assets, and the navigation of the legal minefield can all contribute to heightened stress levels. Research indicates that divorced men are 3 times more likely to experience anxiety disorders compared to those who remain married. Perhaps the most concerning statistic is the association between divorce and suicide rates. Divorced men are up to 8 times more likely to commit suicide than married men. This grim reality underscores the serious emotional and psychological implications of divorce on men. The impact of divorce is further compounded when children are involved. The loss of child custody can be devastating for men, leading to feelings of guilt, shame, and inadequacy. It's no surprise that studies have found that divorced fathers have significantly higher rates of psychological distress than their married or single counterparts. The emotional toll is high, but the repercussions don't stop at the individual. The ripple effects extend to family, friends, and society at large. It behooves us to remember that behind every statistic is a human being, dealing with the real and often painful consequences of divorce. So, when we talk about the state of marriage today, let's not forget the men who bear the brunt of its emotional and psychological toll. In the aftermath of a divorce, society's gaze can be harsh. How does this societal scrutiny affect men? This question beckons us into the realm of social implications. When a marriage crumbles, more often than not, men find themselves at the sharp end of societal bias. Let's delve into the figures. Research indicates that men are significantly less likely to win child custody battles, with only 1 in 6 fathers becoming the primary custodian. This bias, deeply entrenched in societal norms, perpetuates the notion that mothers are the more capable parents, leaving fathers on the outskirts of their children's lives. Picture the impact of this bias on a man's social standing. The label of a weekend father often comes with an unwarranted stigma. The societal narrative paints these men as absent or inadequate parents, tainting their relationships with friends, family, and even their own children. Now, this bias doesn't stop at the domestic front. It seeps into professional life as well. Divorced men are often viewed as unstable or unreliable, potentially hampering career prospects and professional relationships. A study showed that divorced men are more likely to experience job loss or demotion following their divorce, further compounding the emotional and financial strain. And let's not forget the societal views on divorced fathers. The stereotype of the deadbeat dad looms large, casting a shadow on these men irrespective of their actual involvement and commitment to their children's lives. These stereotypes can lead to social isolation, creating a deep sense of loneliness and despair. This societal lens, however, doesn't just affect men. It reinforces harmful gender roles and stereotypes, trapping both men and women in a cycle of bias and prejudice. Divorced men are not the only ones navigating these choppy waters. Society as a whole bears the brunt of these biases, hindering progress towards a more balanced and equitable world. The societal lens often seems tinted against men. But is there a way out? In the face of such challenges, are men left with no options for a committed relationship? Not at all. There are indeed alternatives to state marriage that offer similar benefits without the associated legal implications. Let's delve into some of these options. Firstly, cohabitation. This is a growing trend where couples live together in a long-term or permanent arrangement without the legal recognition of marriage. It offers a significant degree of emotional intimacy and daily companionship that mirrors a traditional marital setting. In the past decade, the rates of cohabitation have seen an impressive rise. According to a 2023 study, the percentage of adults living with an unmarried partner has nearly doubled since the turn of the millennium. Next, we have civil partnerships. Originally a solution for same-sex couples seeking legal recognition before the legalization of gay marriage, civil partnerships have evolved into an appealing alternative for many men. They offer the legal benefits of marriage, like inheritance rights and tax advantages, without the same legal entanglements seen in divorce. The uptake of civil partnerships has been on the rise, with a notable increase over the past few years. Lastly, there are domestic partnerships and common law marriages, which vary significantly from region to region. In some places, these arrangements offer legal benefits similar to marriage, while in others they're merely symbolic. It's worth investigating the specifics in your locality. These alternatives are not without their drawbacks, of course. None provide the same universal recognition and societal validation that a state marriage does. And some men might find the absence of certain legal protections concerning. But for those seeking a committed relationship without the potential pitfalls of traditional marriage, they offer a viable option. Perhaps the traditional path isn't always the best one. Men, it seems, may need to blaze their own trail in the realm of love and commitment.